students, welcome to another short video of our Small Steps Good Grade open-ended question sharing. And today we are going to talk about bases. Before we go into our question, I'd like to remind and share with you there are actually 4 types of oxides and how do we remember them. The first one is acidic oxide, which is our non-metal dioxide. Carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide will all dissolve in rain to form acid rain. So they have acid nature and they are our acidic oxide. Basic oxides, on the other hand, are metal oxides and they are basic in nature and they will react with acid for neutralization. Amphoteric oxides are oxides that will react both with acid and base to form salt and water. And there are only these 3 metal oxides. And how do you remember them? Think of Z. Okay, so when acid comes, they are Z. When alkali comes, they are also reacted and Z. So Z stands for zinc, A stands for aluminium, and P stands for lead, right? Aluminium oxide, not ammonium oxide. The last one is our neutral oxides, which are our non-metal monoxide like CO, NO, and H2O. They do not react with either acid or base. Okay, so let's take a look at some questions today. We are going to go through a lot of chemical equations for today, all right? So let's write chemical equations for the following. The first one is potassium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid. Potassium hydroxide is a base. So, Mrs. Chu, what is a base? How do you know that potassium hydroxide is a base? Because a base is anything that has the word hydroxide or oxide. Okay, this is the best tip I can give you. When you see this compound has the word hydroxide or oxide, it is a base, all right? And a base will react with acid for neutralization. And neutralization, let's think of what products will be formed. It's a salt and water. Okay, and the type of salt depends on the acid in the reaction. So sulfuric acids produce sulfate salt. So for this case, potassium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid will give you potassium sulfate and water. If you are not sure, how do you even write KOH, H2SO4? I have another video that I have uploaded. It is on public in YouTube about writing chemicals formulas. Please go and watch it, all right? So many of the videos that you are watching, you cannot find it on YouTube, and these are only available to students on Small Steps Good Grade program. But for some of them, like some general ones, I have put it public on YouTube. Please go and watch them if you don't know how to write chemical formulas, all right? So let's go. Right, chemical equations for the following. Now, beryllium hydroxide plus ammonium chloride. This is the second equation that you need to remember. If you have a base, that means oxide or hydroxide, reacting with an ammonium salt, you must know that this is a chemical reaction for your bases. And what will we have? Once you have identified that, oh, it is a base plus ammonium salt, you must remember we will have a salt, ammonia gas, and water. And the salt actually depends on the metal, the metallic ion or the positive ion in the base and the negative ion in the ammonium salt. Okay, let me give you another tip. on how do we come up with the salt. Okay, you have beryllium hydroxide. Beryllium is in group 2, so you have a 2 here. Ammonium chloride is NH4Cl, and then you have to write your ammonia gas and water first. Now, after writing your ammonia and water, I always ask my students who come for my regular physical class, what are the elements left on the left-hand side, on the reactant side, that is not in the right-hand side yet? You must have it appear on both sides. If not, you can never balance the chemical equation. Then student will very fast tell me, oh, it's beryllium and chlorine. So there you have it. The leftover ions will form the salt, which is beryllium chloride. Okay, so the balancing part, which is the 2 and the 2 here, is also found in another video called Balancing Chemical Equations. Please go and watch it if you don't know how to balance chemical equations, okay? Now the last, I don't think this is the last question, but okay, the next question is sodium hydroxide, which is also a base, plus copper chloride. Okay. This type of question is what Mrs. Xu always call change dance partner, all right? If you have recognized that it is not an acid plus base, it's not a usual base plus ammonium salt type of reaction, and you see a base with another salt, what you can do is you can just change their dance partner, okay? So you will actually get sodium chloride and copper hydroxide. So basically you are going to get insoluble hydroxide, okay? So it's an insoluble hydroxide and a salt. So what salt is it? In Hannah tuition, we call it change dance partner, yes. So you have it. So sodium hydroxide, we're going to change the sodium and put it together with chloride, and then copper, you change it and put it together with the hydroxide, okay? So there you have it. Now this copper hydroxide is actually a blue precipitate. It is insoluble, right? Another question, iron hydroxide with carbon dioxide. So this is actually a base, right? You should know by now that metal hydroxide is a base, and when it's dissolved in water, it's called alkaline, right? So an alkaline react with acidic oxide. That means alkaline react with a base, and it's actually neutralization. So you must be able to identify them. Then you will know that the product form is just salt and water. So this is actually an alkaline plus acid reaction. So you have this, okay? So make sure you have iron here and carbon, oxygen. And how do you derive this, right? Is you have to put your water first, and then you will be able to derive that it is iron carbonate. Okay, another one is ammonium hydroxide. Again, it is a base plus zinc oxide. Oh, do you remember zinc is a amphoteric oxide that was zapped, whether it's an acid or it's an alkaline? So for this case, this is an alkaline, and you will also react with this zinc oxide, okay? So it is also neutralization. So it will be salt and water again, okay? It's just that this alkaline doesn't only react with acidic oxide, it also react with a amphoteric oxide, okay? So for this, right, it seems a little bit complicated. So all you need to know for combined chemistry students, all you need to know that the product is a salt and water. So for pure chemistry students, you have another video to watch in the other micro lesson to teach you how do you form chemical equations and the salt accurately for your amphoteric oxide plus alkaline reaction. All right. Okay, so this is the end, and I hope this short video blesses you. I see you next time in our short sharing. Bye bye.